It's interesting that you're even asking in this time of a year, for sure, after October 7. For many years, the Jews wanted to come to live in Israel. And they had their own businesses around the world, people in Europe, people in America. And it was very hard for them to leave their family or leave their businesses by changing their whole life. And the question is anti-Semitism. It was always there. We didn't see it all the time. So it was ups and downs, happening, not happening in front of our eyes or not behind our backs, I would say. Now is the most important time to make Aliyah. First of all, we understand that when we are united in Israel together, for sure we're stronger. When we're separated all around the world, so there's a lot of Jews everywhere, yes, but that's a small amount every place. To be able to be united, we have to be at home. When you have a party, so you invite everyone to come together, and not making a party that each one is in different corners of the house. You make it in the living room. And Israel is the place to be together. It's not easy. You're giving up your life, whatever you had in the States or you had wherever it is around the world. But to live in Israel, that's our prophet, our believing that this is our land. And there's no question that this is the time to make Aliyah. And to be part of being here, taking part in the army, taking part of caring for each other, being here together, that's the most important part in our days. First of all, when I teach my children every day to live in the environment around the Jewish land, it's our ancestors. By Jews, we always look back. Who was my father? Who was my grandfather? Where did I come from? And it's very important to look back, because for sure today, on the young generation and the young situations of high-tech, everything is, let's go forward. But we have to stop and always look back. Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac, all three fathers, they came out of Israel. Going through years and years of Egypt and different places around the world, the 12 tribes that were spread it all over the world, is for sure there's a purpose of one day to be able to be united and come back. If we teach our children that we have one place, one home, one land, and today we're everywhere around the world, we're not living in our land. It is for sure feeling safe to live here or to live there, but it is not safe anymore. And for sure that when you're with your people, with your family, with your caring and love for your land and for your family, for sure you can grow more and more and more together. And that's something that we have to teach our children from they're very, very young till they're ready to make Aliyah by themselves. A lot of lone soldiers, they come to Israel because they have the drive from their father and mother and family and grandparents that Israel is the most important part of their life. And this is what they do. They leave the family, they live sometimes with their friends, and they make Aliyah. And sometimes it's not so easy. But then when they come to live here and they see what a beautiful country we have, what an important part of taking part of life, of history, is living in Israel and serving this country, serving as what we believe is ours, living here in the environment of Jews. That's something that's very, very hard to explain if you're not here. But when you come and you see, you get the feeling and you connect to the land and you never want to leave. I was born and raised in Israel. I'm 47 years old, father of 5, grandfather of 4. I was born and raised in Israel. My mother lived in the States. She made Aliyah. My parents married in Israel. My father worked in a very special yeshiva. It's called Torah. Torah is basically a place for Jews that come to pray in the Kotel, and they want to be close to the Kotel, the Western Wall. The Western Wall is one of the main places that we have remind us from the moments of living our life as Jews, connecting to that place. Torah is a place to unite Jews. So my father was there for 10 years teaching there. And when I was 5 years old, my father passed away. I grew up living my whole life to devote my life for other people. And I gave up for myself to be able to help, to be a volunteer in different organizations all around the country. I was 15 and a half years old. Learned in Jerusalem. Those years, buses were blowing up. That was the first and second Intifada. And those years I felt that my connection to help people is by saving lives, by caring for whoever is injured. But then I understood how important it is to devote my life to continue doing what I'm doing by helping in ZAKA. Because when I came to the scenes and I saw the unbelievable volunteers of ZAKA coming, cleaning every drop of blood, caring for everything, all the remains of bodies and whatever was there in front of our eyes, after seeing such tragedies of buses blowing up, restaurants, people killed in brutal ways those years, and seeing the ZAKA members sitting on the floor and cleaning every drop of blood, collecting every bone, every drop of ash, by respecting that, I said, that exactly is what I need to do. To be able to connect to my Father is through these people that died, that never can give you back anything by doing whatever we're doing. As Jews, we believe that God is the one that created the world. We're not only by Jews, but for sure for Christians and Muslims. Everyone believes that God is the creator. And as Jews, we live through the book, the Bible. And if a Bible burns, we collect every drop of ash by respecting it, because it's God's book. When God created man, He gave the human a name, Adam. Adam stands for 3 letters in the Hebrew. Aleph, Daled, Mem. Aleph stands for Eloka. Eloka is God. Daled, Mem stands for blood. If you're not connected your whole life to God, the Daled, Mem, if you separate the Dam, the blood, from God, you can't be a creation of God, because you're separating yourself from God. By us, we believe that if we're connected with blood to God, if we're connected to every human that God creates, by respecting him, by bringing him to burial, because when God created human, Adam, he created him from the mud, basically from the ground. And it says, from ground you came, from the earth you came, to the earth you will go. And that's exactly what we do. We're respecting, collecting all the blood, collecting all the remains, all the tissue samples, bones, everything, to be able to bury it, to bring it back to the right place. By doing that, you're respecting whoever for sure died. But don't forget, you're respecting the family that's still alive. And that's the most important thing, to live all the time by caring whoever died, and for sure caring for whoever is alive. And in that way, you're respecting everyone. And it doesn't make a difference if it's a Jew, a Christian, or Muslim, because we're all God's creation.